And today, one football legend who has turned into a politician has been sworn in as the president, the new president of Liberia. We'll bring you details on that. We also have something from the former Deputy Youth and Sports Minister, Joseph Yamin, who is disputing claims by the current sports leadership that funds that were airlifted to the recent football tournament were funded by private organizations. We hear from Accra folk fans who were unhappy about the team's loss to Dreams FC yesterday in the G8 competition. We also have something on the international front. We have tennis on the Australian Open, and Novak Djokovic has been knocked out of the Australian Open. Okay, so let's get down to details now. And tens of thousands of Liberians have witnessed the swearing-in of George Oponwia as the new president of Liberia at a packed stadium in the outskirts of Monrovia. The former international football legend Georgia replaces Africa's first elected female head of state, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. It's Liberia's first transition between democratically elected leaders since 1944. Now also present were heads of state of other countries and several celebrity football players. And the Confederation of African Football, led by President Ahmad Ahmad, also were at the swearing-in ceremony earlier this morning. Ahmad and his Vice President Kusini Antechi, Kalusha Bwalia, and Amadou Pinnick, who are members of the Executive Committee of CAF, were all there together with former Ghana international Anthony Yeboah. Will become the 25th president of the West African nation, taking power from President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, after 12 years, with expectations running sky high among Liberians that he will deliver on his promises of jobs and better schools. And we are hoping that he will be able to transform Liberia. We wish him all the best. All right, let's do some other stories now. And former Deputy Youth and Sports Minister Joseph Yamin has disputed claims by the current sports leadership that funds that were airlifted to recent football tournaments were funded by private organizations. Speaking on our Saturday morning show kickoff, Joseph Yamin says Honorable Pius Hajide's claims on the facilitation of funds to tournaments are false.
I'm sure you are also aware that supporters went to India, the latest Africa Cup of Nations.
Yes, but the Deputy Minister just said that they went for private sponsorship.
Oh, so you have evidence that Gabon was a government sponsorship?
Well, I'm telling you what the Deputy Minister said.
You see, maybe we may not have time to go into the issue today. If we want to go into how people were airlifted to go and support a team and come back, it's a different subject that we need to sit and talk about it. Sure, you are trying to imply that you agree with what the Deputy Minister said.
I was giving you a statement of the Deputy Minister.
That's right. If we want to go in there, I'm sure the Deputy Minister will again find himself again in a certain way. Like he came out to say that they spent 100,000 in renaming the Tamale Sports Stadium after the late Aliu Mahama. Turns out that it was more than what he quoted. If we want to go into that, we will definitely find out that the Deputy Minister is not being truthful to Ghanaians.
Now, Joseph Yamin says the current MPP-led leadership, MPP-led government will do Ghanaians a lot of good by implementing recommendations of the Jamepe report.
I want the Commission's report to be implemented. I have read the report, and clearly the recommendations are mainly about the GFA and how things are supposed to be run. For instance, naming out that indeed supporters are not supposed to be sponsored by the state and that we should look for private sponsorship. How does it make Yamin a corrupt person? So until the recommendations are adhered to, some people may still feel that the Free Yankra or whatever are corrupt. So I want it to be implemented. It's not about the NDC. It's about the people involved. Nateti is seen as the most corrupt person in the eyes of certain sports journalists. And so that is why the the commission's report are not being implemented. When it is implemented, the truth or otherwise will be known. And so I'm sure that people's interest in the implementation of the commission's report are even far outweigh that of the sports-loving fans in this country. But again, to also put it out there that the NDC had nothing to cover up in the Jamafis report, that the recommendations should be implemented. And so we are very much interested in the report being implemented.
All right, so that was former Youth and Sports Minister, Deputy Youth and Sports Minister Joseph Yamin there for you. Now, reports coming in indicate that Ghana captain Samoa Gyan is having some difficult times in Turkey, and he says that he's not bothered about a harsh assessment of his performance by supporters of his Turkish side, Kayserispor. Now, Gyan joined Kayserispor on a 2-year deal with the option to extend it 1 year on a free agent prior to the upcoming campaign. The former Sunderland hitman has, however, largely failed to repay the faith shown in him by the club, as he constantly found on the treatment with niggling injuries, having made 8 appearances in all competitions and scored 3 goals so far this season. The Vociferous fans of the Anatolian star took to Twitter to vent their frustrations on the Black Stars skipper lack of fitness and poor performances, and demanded for an improved performance in the second stanza of the season as they seek for a top 4 finish. Now, yesterday, Accra House of Folk lost by a goal to 2 to Dreams FC in the final of the G8 competition, and some fans of the club have not been too happy about the performance of the team, especially with a cup at stake or a trophy at stake when the club lost once again, unable to lift the trophy. And some fans of the club yesterday at the end of the game came out with a lot of issues about the team, how the leadership are not buying players for the team, and why they feel that the team will need a lot of new injections if they are to make any meaningful impact in the upcoming league, which is supposed to start on the 11th of next month. Now, let's hear from Pakwesi Sunsum. He is a supporter of the club who was at the Cape Coast Stadium yesterday to witness House of Folk lose to Dreams FC by 2-1.
House of Folk is now without a leader. That is the truth. Leader, a friend, a drum, team where the supporters are there. Now, a sack of supporters are team. Every team needs supporters, but there's a leader who wants to suppress the supporters. And supporters going to stadium or doing anything for the team is voluntary. It has to bring them to you. If you don't, this is what you see. The team achieved for almost 8 years. Sayame Yadum, I'm a team playing cup, and the team will lose. There is something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Team be a sign players. As is also for a sign player. There is something wrong with our team. Togbe should call everybody on board. He should know that he alone can never do House of Folk. That's how long
All right, Pakwesi Sunsum is part of the National Chapters Council. He's one of the leaders of the supporters wing of Accra House of Folk. But let's listen to her. Some fans also pointing out their frustrations at their lead striker, Cosmos Dauda, who, according to reports, failed to convert a lot of chances that came his way yesterday.
Television player. Cosmos, why am there? Cosmos.
Oh, Phobia, just one loss and the winning ball win at the anyway. That is what happened at the Cape Coast Stadium yesterday. And so there's pressure. The fans are on the neck of Togbe Afede, and they need that. They feel that the team needs to, buy more players if they need to make any impact in the upcoming season. Now, meanwhile, the head coach of the team, Frank Notal, says the results of the just ended G8 competition will have no bearing on the forthcoming Ghana Premier League. The Phobians, as I said earlier, were beaten by 2-1 by Dreams FC at the Cape Cape Coast Stadium. And with Frank Lutalsman suffering this defeat to the newly promoted side, pundits have suggested the manner in which they lost will cause further doubts to creep into the Phobian camp, having taken in an early lead before the Dawu-based outfit rallied back to clinch the title. But Frank Lutal says the performance of the team will have no bearing on how they play when the league starts, while blaming lack of concentration as the cause of defeat yesterday.
My impression is that we started the game fairly well. We were fairly organised, and then, to be honest, after we scored the goal, disappointed with the attitude of the players. The players know that, I've told them that. I felt their reaction after they scored the goal wasn't good. There was not enough focus, not enough concentration, and at 1-0 in any game, the other team has a chance to get back in the game, and that's what happened. I don't think our defending was very good.
Okay, so it was not just about concentration, but the defense yesterday was also not good. Now let's hear from the coach of Dreams FC, Karim Zito, who says that when they were preparing, other coaches were out somewhere partying. That's what he said.
We are in G8 not because of Kotoko Hasbrook. Nobody gave us a chance to qualify, even from our group. But we were able to do it just because we started preparation very early, whilst we were preparing. Some coaches were on holidays. Yeah, so that is the result. We attack match after match, and then trying to go through the rudiment, our tactical play, the awareness of what I told them to do. And as you know, consolidation and maintenance are the key factors in pre-season, where you learn the tricks, tactical play, and so forth. So far, so I said, I'm not here. Yes, it's nice and very important.
Okay, so that's Coach Karim Zito there for you. Now let's turn attention to some international stories, and let's start with the transfer market. And Chelsea are closing on the £52 million double signing of Edin Dzeko and Emerson Palmieri from Roma. The clubs held productive talks on Sunday night, and further negotiations are planned later this evening, with Dzeko's agent ready to travel to London to finalize personal terms. Dzeko is understood to have initially reacted angrily to Roma's willingness to sell him just a month after he bought an expensive house in the city. Now, Arsenal are hopeful that Mesut Ozil will want to stay as they bring in new signings this week. The London Evening Standard says that the Gunners are hopeful that signing both Henrik Mkhitaryan and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang this month will convince Ozil to commit to a new contract. And for those of you who might be wanting to hear the latest on the Mkhitaryan and Alexis Sanchez swap deal, they are still at the Home Office and trying to get their work permits worked out. And if that goes through, then the two will be unveiled by their various clubs later this evening. And Watford have sacked their manager, Marco Silva, following the club's 2-0 defeat against Leicester last Saturday, citing the unwarranted approach from Everton last year as a catalyst for the decision. Silva has been a target for Everton when they were seeking a replacement for Ronald Koeman. But after an excellent start at Watford, a run of 1 win in 11 matches has now cost Silva his job. But former Manchester United defender Julian Lescott has described the decision as strange.
Yeah, as I said, there was a lot of plaudits and praise for him at the start of the season, but as the season's gone on and the comparisons to and the links to Everton came, obviously the results haven't got any better. But it's funny what their reason is to sacking him and see what they do now. Are they potentially going to derail another team and come and poach their manager? So it's all right for them to say, well, unwarranted press for Silva from Everton, but they're talking about another manager at another team.
Indeed, that was a strange one. It came as a surprise to most of us here. But Chelsea management are again concerned over the contract talks with Thibaut Courtois as Real Madrid failed to sign Atletico Bilbao goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga. So that is it. And then Juventus are preparing a stunning deal to bring Mario Balotelli back to Italy this summer on a free. Now, in tennis, Novak Djokovic is out of the Australian Open as world number 58. Hyun Chung beat him in straight set to victory to book a place in the quarterfinal stage of the competition. He defeated Chung defeated the former world number 1 7-6, 7-5, 7-6 to make it through to the next stage, and he's going to play against an American outsider, tennis Sandgren, who earlier knocked out fifth seed Dominic Thiem. Now already Roger Federer has edged through to the quarterfinals with a straight set win over Hungary's Martin Fucsovics, and Elsewhere, British Kyle Edmond has enjoyed by far his most lucrative week at the ATF circuit and is guaranteed to pocket a minimum of £256,000 for reaching the Australian Open quarter-finals. If he makes it beyond that, then he's going to pay, his purse is going to go up to £512,000. That's it for sports. But even before I go, let me wish my brother DJ Ruben a happy birthday. And for you, the fans of DJ Ruben, we are here. There's going to be a party later this evening. We'll get to the venue very soon so that you come and join us. Let's have a party. It's going to be a big party that was going way into the night. And so be here before 6 p.m. You'll get to... Should I bring out the venue or I should wait a while?
Mr. ATIASE.
I should hold on. Okay, let me hold on. Let me hold it right there. But happy birthday.
Thank you so
we
much,
wish you many
brother.
happy returns in good health. Yeah, and wish you the best in life. Whatever you wish for yourself, may it come to pass.
Amen.
Sure.
Amen. Thank you so much.
These days, your things are long. Anyway, on Drive Talk, let's see. I've been with this man for almost 2 years, and he is not very attractive, but everything else is great. The first day I introduced him to my sister, he couldn't take his eyes off her. Of course, I asked him about it, and for many months, he denied it fully and called me crazy and insecure. I invited him to a family party during Christmas and told him not to stare at my sister. He then admitted he does it, and it's because he admires and likes the way she's shaped, but loves me and only me and still wants us to get married. Your honest feedback, please. Hey, the guy too is very honest too. But I wonder how. If they are still together, it means that probably he was just admiring the sister. So just go ahead. Don't feel that. Don't feel jealous of your sister.
You think the lady is safe?
Oh yeah, I should think so. The moment the guy has just come out to say that he's just admiring her, I mean, just go ahead with him, with your union with him and pray.
Do you consider that as a mere admiration?
It depends on the person. If I was the person, I would know that yet to be mere admiration. No, maybe if it's somebody like you.
Let's hold it.
To you.